So does that justify everything that you do?
Excuse me, let me tell you something. What do you think they were doing it for? Because they were trying to save us from poverty? No, they did it because they needed us. It's honor and family and loyalty. And some of us wanted a piece of the action. Now, we weren't educated like the Americans, but we had the balls to take what we wanted.
Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to another live edition of On The Go right here on Driving to the Top Productions, where I'm your host, Big Hoss, and I'm bringing the sauce tonight. Because, bitch, I'm on vacation mode for the next 10 days. It is Friday, July 11th. What a way to kick off this vacation time with a special show I'm going to do tonight before I'm gone all week next week. And it'll probably be July 21st or 22nd. I'm going to drop the next live stream. So it will be a while. So that's why I'm here for you guys today. I got a lot of good shit to talk about today. Before we go any further, you know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can find me on X at BigHoss337. You can find my YouTube at Marcus on the Go. Be sure to subscribe to that as well. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram as well. This show you can find on X and Instagram at onthego_TXLA. And last but not least, Driving to the Top Productions. Follow them on Facebook, on Instagram. Subscribe to them on YouTube and follow them on X at Driving to the Top. And we're going to start this journey where I've been starting it lately, so we're not going to waste any time. Let's go take it to the 713. Let's go. Welcome to the land where it just don't stop. Drums pop, tops drop. Little pre-celebration because 713 days this Sunday. But I'm not here to talk a little 713 day. I'm going to talk a series that's currently going on right now. We got the Lone Star Series for the second time this season. We got the Astros and the Rangers going at it at Dyken Park. And last I checked, it was not good for the Houston Astros. This is what I don't get. How you go from sweeping a juggernaut team in the National League like the Dodgers to getting swept against an American League juggernaut like the Cleveland Guardians. The Astros are currently now on a 3-game losing streak. They were just swept by the Guardians. I think they were only the second team to do that outside of the San Francisco Giants. Tonight, they kicked off the Lone Star Series with the Texas Rangers. Last I saw, they were trailing 5-1. So going into the bottom of the 5th, they are down only by 2 runs now. It's 5-3 Rangers, so the Astros can make a potential comeback in this game. But before this game started, the Astros were coming into this game at 55-38 overall, first in the AL West, second in the American League, and they did drop 4th overall in MLB after getting swept by the Guardians. The Rangers are coming in this game tonight, 45-48 of the season, 4th in the AL West, 10th in the American League, and 20th overall in MLB. This is only the second series. I think they're only going to play like a total of 4 or 5 series this year. I know in the first series, they played a 4-game series in Arlington where the series tied 2-2. From May 15th through the 18th, it was like back and forth. Rangers took the first game 1-0. Astros took the second game 6-3. Rangers took the third game 5-1, and Astros took the final game 4-3. Well, going into tonight's game, a great starting lineup for the pitchers for the Astros. They're like putting their 3 of their best on the mound all weekend. Well, today it was Lance McCullers Jr. taking on Jack Leader of the Rangers, where McCullers making his 6th start of the season. He's 2-3 as a starter. ERA is at 5.82. where so far this season, 38 innings he's pitched, 37 hits, 44 strikeouts, 24 base on balls, and 8 home runs. Jack Leader making his 11th start. He's 4-6 tonight. His ERA is 4.32. He's pitched 75 total innings, 66 hits, and 63 strikeouts with 34 base on balls and 9 home runs. That's the pitching lineup as of right now. But now they're going into the top of the 6th. Astros is trailing 5-3. They have a chance to make a comeback, but it's this pitching duo we got here. Look at the lineup for Saturday. This game will be prime time, by the way. So I think a 4th straight Saturday, the Astros are on prime time on Fox, and it's going to be Jacob deGrom of the Rangers taking on Framber Valdez of the Astros. Start with Valdez. He's making his 15th start. He's 10-4 as a starter. His ERA is 2.90. He's pitched 115 innings, 91 hits, 115 strikeouts, 41 base on balls, and 8 home runs going into Saturday's game, where Jacob deGrom making his 12th start in his for the season. He's 9-2. His ERA is a little better at 2.29. He did pitch 106 innings, where he had 74 hits, 105 strikeouts, 23 base on balls with 11 home runs. Tomorrow's game is going to be something special to watch. I'm definitely going to keep my eyes glued to that. And then when we go to Sunday on 7-1-3 day, we got Hunter Brown taking on Nathan Eovaldi on the mound when it's this matchup. Hunter Brown making his 13th start. He's 9-3 as a starter. His ERA is 2.21. He had 110 innings pitched total this season, 71 hits, 129 strikeouts, 32 base on balls with 11 home runs, where Nathan Eovaldi, 6-3 as a starter. He's now going to make his 10th start this season. His ERA is 1.62. He's pitched 83 innings with 58 hits, 86 strikeouts, 13 base on balls with 4 home runs. Some of the leaders in this game, batting leaders, we'll start with the Astros. In home runs, we got some say Isaac Paredes. I say Isaac Paredes, where he's got 19 home runs this season. His batting average is .255 and 49 RBIs, where the batting home run leader for the Rangers is Wyatt Langford, where this season he had 14 home runs. His average is .235, and he had 35 RBIs in this one. Batting averages, leaders in this, Jeremy Pena for the Astros at .322, .378 OBP, and his SLG is .489, where for Josh Smith, sorry about that, neighbor. Wanted to come be nosy. He thought something happened. Where was I? Okay, so I'm taking off this vacation episode. Pretty interesting here. I was at batting average. I just did Jeremy Pena's. Josh Smith for the Rangers. His average is .287. His OBP is .361. His SLG is .434. And leading in RBIs for the Astros, you got Jose Altuve, 51 RBIs, 16 home runs with an average of .272, where Adolis Garcia, who I'm not a big fan of, he's leading in RBIs for the Rangers with 50 RBIs with 10 home runs, and his average is .228. So this is going to be an all-out brawl. It's kind of a brawl going on right now. Let me see if I can get an update of kind of how this game went for this matchup going on right now. I know the Rangers got on the board first with 2 runs in the top of the first. Astros got on the board in the bottom of the first, where Christian Walker grounded out the second. That got Paredes to score and putting Cam Smith to third, trailing 2-1. Rangers did get 3 runs in the top of the third, but the Astros started to make the comeback in the bottom of the fourth when Victor Caratini hit a home run to right, getting him and Christian Walker to score, making it now 5-3 Rangers. So there's a possibility we could make a comeback and potentially win a series here. We got to get something going. But that's all the previews I got for the Astros. I'm going to kind of keep this going as I get to the 337 talk, but only else I got is beat those fucking Rangers. Series is tied. Whoever's got the most wins this season out of this rivalry gets to take that silver boot back to Houston, or it's going across I-45 north to Arlington. We want to keep it in H-Town. That's what we got to do. So hopefully the Astros keep it on, because after this series, then it's All-Star break. They get a nice little break. Whoever the Astros that got called up for All-Stars, they're going to be heading out to Atlanta. And after All-Star, next weekend, they'll be on the road in Seattle. It'll be late night games with the Mariners there. But that's all I got for some Houston talk for the day. But before I get to the 337, I got a couple other special topics I want to bring up that just happened in the real world and sports wise. So earlier this week, they revealed the covers for NBA 2K26, which, when does that game usually drop? Does it usually drop around September? Like late September, early October? I'm not 100% sure. I haven't bought an NBA game in a while. Well, the covers have dropped. We got our regular cover, we got our WNBA edition cover, and we got it's not a Legends edition cover this year. They did something different. So I'll start with this one first. We got the OG cover, which is going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's the OG cover guy, and they just won the NBA Finals, beat the Pacers. It's an obvious choice that SGA would be on the cover for 2K26. Oh, that makes him the second Thunder to ever make the cover. You remember back in the when Kevin Durant was still at OKC, he made the cover of a video game for I think it was 2K15, if I'm correct. Remember, well, SGA becomes the second OKC Thunder to make the cover. This is your original cover. Should I jump to the WNBA one next, or should I just do the big one? I might just do the big one next because I got a lot to say on that WNBA cover. Instead of like a GOAT edition, Legend edition, or whatnot, there's an additional cover they're going to call the Leave No Doubt cover, and this is who it is right here. You got SGA, you got Angel Reese, and for a bone, you got a legend on the cover. You got Carmelo Anthony of the New York Knicks, which I swore that I had that cover ready to upload of Carmelo Anthony, which that a Leave No Doubt edition, like if that's like the tagline for this year's NBA 2K, that's pretty neato, I guess. But that's gonna be the cover that's gonna be like super expensive. Is this one here? Usually these type of editions, I think they run about $149.99. I mean, it's a pretty legit cover. I like it with all of them on there. So I'm actually trying to get the Carmelo Anthony cover loaded up for y'all real quick. So that's that cover right there. Pretty. I think it's. I don't hate it. Nothing bad about it. Actually, all right, here we go. Coming up in just a few seconds, this cover is going to be loaded up, and then we can talk about the Legend cover, which I'm not hating it, but it was nice to see something different. You know, I mean, majority of the time you got like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, all these guys covering it all the damn time. And it's nice to see something different. Like last year's cover was Vince Carter. All right, by the way, here's the Carmelo Anthony cover. I finally got it up. The Superstar Edition, you can call it. I'm happy for him, man. I mean, no hate to Carmelo Anthony. He's going in the Hall of Fame this year. I know that. But not a bad cover. I mean, see. Now let's get to the cover that's been causing a lot of drama. So I don't know how long they've been doing the WNBA cover, But this year's cover is Angel Reese, and she's been getting a lot of heat and backlash because, yes, we know that Angel Reese can't make a layup. We get that. I said what I said online, like, why her? I'm shocked she got this before Caitlin Clark. I threw some other names but I didn't realize Asia Wilson covered it last year, so I had to take her off the list. But I had to go do some research about what got her. I would love to see that list. Like, how did she get in over who else? Who else got nominated for this cover? I have no idea. But one thing Angel Reese can brag about, she's currently leading in rebounds this season, averaging 12.8 rebounds per game. She's leading in rebounds. She's above Asia Wilson, who's averaging 8.7. Also, she's leading above Audra Stevens of the LA team. What is it? The Sparks. Kiki Irafin of the Washington Mystics is fourth at 8.4. And from the Indiana Fever, Aaliyah Boston is in fifth. That's the top 5 defensive leaders in rebounds. Angel Reese leads that cover. But yes, there is a lot of criticism with her because, she can't make a layup, can't make free throws or make shots. Yeah, I said what I said about it, but a little part of inside of me was happy for her because, yeah, she may not be the greatest women's basketball player right now, but remember, she came from LSU. She gave LSU their first national championship in women's basketball. She got a ring where Caitlin Clark couldn't do it, and she had back-to-back opportunities. And now that she got on a cover before Caitlin Clark, it's definitely going to piss the Caitlin Clark fans off even more. Yeah, maybe next year she'll be on the cover. Within 3 years, I'll say Caitlin Clark will be a WNBA edition cover. I was just shocked Angel Reese got it before her. She now leads it in 2 of things. But people were backlashing about it. I mean, people are going to say what they're going to say. No one takes the WNBA seriously. But it's got some revenue, not just because of Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Asia Wilson, freaking Haley Van Lith, Cameron Brinks. I mean, I'm only naming a few people. Like that girl that got drafted #1 to Dallas. She's bringing some revenue too. I don't keep up with the WNBA enough to care. But as an LSU fan in general, I'm actually glad she got on the cover because she joins a short list of LSU greats that have embraced the cover of a pro sports or any sports video game in general. And it all started with Shaq. Remember, Shaq has been on multiple covers from NBA Live, NBA Inside Drive, NBA 2K, or whatever other basketball games they've made in the last 25 plus 30 years. Shaq's been on multiple covers of different basketball games around in all of video gaming. His latest one, he was on the Legends Edition Gold of NBA 2K18. That was the last time he made the cover. I mean, look at Odell Beckham Jr., the first LSU football player to embrace a cover of a video game. He covered Madden 16. That was huge for us. One-handed catch was his pose in the game. Who else? Oh, we just had the other day, if you downloaded the deluxe edition or that bundle with Madden, you got to play it 3 days early, like me. CFB 26, Garrett Nussmeier, one of many football players on the deluxe cover, but he was the first LSU football player to finally cover a college football game. Not solo, but he made the cover. He did something Joe Burrow, which I'm going to still debate that. If we didn't have that long-ass absence after 2014, if we'd have got an NCAA 20, we know damn well Joe Burrow would have covered that. But I see either him, Jamar Chase, or even Jaden Daniels embrace the cover of Madden in the near future. Oh, and last but not least, Paul Skeens just made the cover of MLB The Show 25 with 2 other players. He is the first LSU baseball player to ever embrace the cover of a video game. So, and this year in general, just 3 LSU players in general. Garrett Nussmeier, Paul Skeens, Angel Reese. That's a record for LSU. So there's a legit list of LSU talent They joined Odell Beckham Jr. and Shaq to embrace covers of video games. I couldn't be more proud for Angel Reese to be on that cover and everyone else that has represented the purple and gold in their prime and to be on the cover of a pro sports video game. So I'm happy for those guys and girl. So I'm not going to complain too much about Angel Reese on the cover. She just joins in a legit list of greats. Well, when I get to some college football talk, yeah, speaking of that video game, by the way, I came across a legit list. Well, before I even get to that, I wanted to throw this in. If you've already played the game, it's freaking badass. I haven't gotten off of it the last few days. I just wanted to share. They're like overall ratings. I'm actually not going to do this one yet. I'm going to wait till I move it to the 225 to talk some LSU stuff about it, because I got a lot of LSU to talk, not just in this, but in the game of football. I came across, let me go find it. I saved it in my oh shit. All right, here we go. Every team's overall rating in CFB 26. Well, actually, let me fix that. I'm not going to do every team. I'm only going to do our teams. So let's change this. Let's just change this topic real quick. Let's change it to this. This is just an added topic I've added before I get to those top 10 quarterbacks. So let me go ahead and just take you to the 337 just to announce this one. So now that you're in my neck of the woods, the Raging Cajuns are in the video game again. Magnius is a downloadable. You got to follow Hills Gators 32. You can download the entire Southland Conference and play with Magnius and others. The Raging Cajuns got an overall rating in this game at 74, which just seems about normal. But I haven't played with the Raging Cajuns yet. I've been playing with LSU, or I've been doing my dynasty as an offensive coordinator in one and a head coach in the other. I just want to throw some of our other neighborhood teams that I don't really cover on this show. UL Monroe's got an overall rating of 70. Louisiana Tech's at 72. That's just those right there. I'll just throw these right here. Tulane is at 78. Not bad for the Green Wave. The Houston Cougars are at 80 ever since they joined the Big 12. I'm going way across. LSU is at 86. By the way, LSU is an 86 overall rating with Florida, Miami, Oregon, and Texas Tech. Other teams like Clemson, Georgia, Notre Dame, Texas, Penn State, A&M, fucking A&M, Ohio State, and Alabama are higher ratings. Alabama's got the highest overall rating at 89. We figured why. But watch them flop when we get down that road. But great game, by the way. Now let's get to, I'm going to just keep it in the 337 talk when I say this, but the top 10 college football quarterback ratings in this game for CFB 26. The top two are going to be playing each other week one. Oh, I'm going to get to that when we get to the 225, but they got DJ Lagway at Florida at number 10. They have him rated at 90, where last year, 1,915 passing yards and 12 total touchdowns with the Gators. Number 9, they got Arch Manning, and that's going to piss a lot of people off, because how you got Texas the number one team in this video game? They're not even the number one team overall in college football as of right now. You got him number 9, and people are pissed like, oh, I should be in the top 3. They got him rating at 90, but his stats last year, I think, is why. He only had 939 passing yards and 13 total touchdowns from last season. Number 8, you got Blake Horvath from the Naval Academy. He's also rated at 90, where last season he had over 1,300 passing yards and 30 total touchdowns. At number 7, Carson Beck from Georgia, who's, by the way, now going to Miami. He transferred to Miami. But in this game, he's a rating at 91. Last season with the Bulldogs, he has over 3,400 passing yards and 29 total touchdowns. Number 6, we got Josh Mateer from Washington State. They have him rated at 91, where last season he threw for over 3,100 passing yards and 44 touchdowns. Here's the top 5, and here's one kid that could be a potential Heisman candidate. Number 5, we got Lenore Sellers from South Carolina. He's got a rating at 91, where last season he had over 2,500 passing yards and 25 total touchdowns. Number 4, Sam Levitt from Arizona State. They got him rated at 91, where last season, while taking this team to the Peach Bowl, over 2,800 passing yards and 29 total touchdowns. Number 3, Drew Allar from Penn State. They have him rated at 92. Might be a potential talk in the Heisman race. Last season, he had over 3,300 passing yards and 30 total touchdowns. Number 2, Garrett Nussmeier from LSU, which I'm gonna just bring it up right now. Garrett Nussmeier, who they got him rated at 92. Last year, he had over 4,000 passing yards, more than any other quarterback. That's why he's going to be a potential Heisman candidate. He's already in the talks about being in the Heisman race, and he had 32 total touchdowns last year. But at number 1 is the quarterback he's going to be facing week 1, Cade Klubnik from Clemson. They have him same rating as Garrett Nussmeier and Drew Allar. All three are at 92, the highest rating quarterbacks in this game. But Cade Klubnik, they got him ranked number 1. And a potential Heisman favorite. Over 3,600 passing yards with 43 total touchdowns. I don't know if he's still considered a Heisman favorite, but maybe when I come back on my next stream, I'm going to do an episode where we're going to look at potential Heisman favorites before we get into the season. Well, before I get to the 225, let me just go ahead and do this one more topic. While I'm in the 337, I've came up with a ranking of the 10 best non-conference games going into the 2025 season. Countdown, we are now at 50 days until the first Saturday of week 1. And I got the top 10 non-conference matchups for the 2025 season. And here's a sneak peek about this. 99% of the top 10, these non-conference matchups are going to happen between week 1 through 3. Or 4, excuse me. One game in this list will be on rivalry week. So at number 10, we got this rivalry, the battle for the Iron Skillet, SMU at TCU, that will be week 4, September 20th in Fort Worth at Amon G. Carter. If I had to make a pre-prediction now, I would say TCU wins this one. Number 9, we got the Backyard Brawl with Pitt at West Virginia, week 3 on September 13th. If I had to pick a winner already, I'd say West Virginia would win this. Number 8 on the list, we're bringing back an instant classic rivalry in the state of Missouri, the Sunflower Showdown, Kansas and Mizzou. Week 2, September 6th in Columbia. They're not playing this at Arrowhead. They used to play this rivalry at Arrowhead. If I had to pick a winner now, I'd say Missouri. Number 7 was the week 1 matchup from last year that College Game Day hit, except they're going the opposite way. Texas A&M at Notre Dame, but it will be a week 3 matchup, September 13th, down in Notre Dame Stadium, South Bend, touchdown Jesus. Remember, week 1, they were in College Station, and College Game Day was at this game. I would pick Notre Dame to win this one. Number 6 is a matchup we're going to see week 1, but it's going to be on Labor Day, Monday night, September 1st. TCU at North Carolina, Bill Belichick's first game as a head coach for the Tar Heels. This one's a hard one to pick here. North Carolina will probably win, but I wouldn't be surprised if TCU pulls this off. If this were a basketball game, I would pick the Tar Heels, but I might stick with the Horned Frogs in this game. All right, top 5 non-conference matchups going into the season. Number 5, week 2, we got Michigan at Oklahoma, September 6th. Michigan played Texas week 2 last year, but at the Big House. This year, they're taking the trip to Norman, and it's not going to be pretty. I don't know where they're getting that. Oklahoma's supposed to be a legit team. Michigan is going to rip the dog shit out of their ass. Michigan wins that one big. Number 4 is the only rivalry game on rivalry week that made the list. The Palmetto Bowl, Clemson at South Carolina, week 14, November 29th. Those quarterbacks I named on that list, That's going to be a hell of a matchup to see. Clemson will probably win, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Gamecocks win it at home. I'm probably going to pick South Carolina. Number 3, we got the rivalry in the Sunshine State, Florida at Miami, week 4, September 20th, down at Hard Rock Stadium. That's another one that was a hard one to pick. Miami will probably pull it off, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to probably end up picking the Florida Gators. Number 2, LSU and Clemson, the top 2 quarterbacks in that video game. Klubnik and Nussmeier go at it week 1 in the other Death Valley. Baton Rouge. Tiger Stadium is the real Death Valley, by the way. And you know I am picking LSU to win that. LSU needs to win that. LSU hasn't won a week 1 game since they won the national championship. Brian Kelly can't afford to lose another straight week 1 loss in his 4th season at LSU. And at number 1, College Game Day will be there. It's the other week 1 matchup with an early kickoff time. Texas and Ohio State at the Horseshoe. I would love if Texas pulls it off, but I feel like Ohio State is going to win that. By the way, just some numbers for Garrett Nussmeier. Like I mentioned, he had over 4,052 total yards last year, 32 total touchdowns, averaging 142 yards per game, where Cade Klubnik, who had 3,639 yards last year, 43 total touchdowns, he had an average of 148 yards per game last season. But I got some more LSU exciting news here, folks. So let's go ahead and take it to Tigerland. Let's take it to the 225. Oh, I've been waiting to play that intro for a long time, and I have not done that yet. But we had to take it to the 225 real quick because yesterday, July 10th, LSU's been the talk in all of social media. They landed 3 number 1 prospects in their positions and in their states. They got 3 massive hard commits yesterday, and one of them was on national television on SportsCenter. The first big announcement, Tristan Keys, a wide receiver from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, was ranked 98th in 24/7 Sports, a 5-star prospect, number 4 wide receiver in the nation, but the number 1 wide receiver in the state of Mississippi is coming to Tigerland. He's coming to Death Valley. He chose LSU over Alabama, Tennessee, Texas A&M, and Miami, where last year as a junior at his high school at Hattiesburg, 58 receptions for over 1,200 yards and 14 touchdowns as a junior. I'm looking forward to having Tristan Keys coming. He's going to be a hell of a player. I can't wait to see what he does in Baton Rouge when he comes in 2026. Another big one, we got a Baton Rouge native that's staying home. By the way, his alma mater, his high school, University Lab, their campus is on LSU campus. Their football stadium is right next to the box. Basically, it's the recruit school where the LSU coach's kids go here, or faculty members and whatnot. Well, we got another big one. Lamar Brown, a big 5-star athlete. He was going in as a defensive lineman. Number 7 in the nation, number 7 defensive lineman, but the number 1 defensive lineman in the state of Louisiana. He's coming. He's staying in Baton Rouge. He's staying home. He's going to go from the black and gold to the purple and gold. He'll be from a Cub to a Tiger. He's staying home. He chose LSU over Texas A&M, Texas, Miami, and Alabama, where he can also play both sides of the ball. He was an offensive tackle as well, where as an offensive lineman, he only allowed 0 pressure and 0 sacks in 120 snaps as an offensive tackle. He was protecting that QB's blind side. And whoever's going to take Garrett Nussmeier's place after he's gone for the 2025 season, when he comes in 2026, whoever's taking that reins, he's going to be protecting his blind side as well. And then finally, another big landing for LSU. They get defensive lineman Richard Anderson from New Orleans, baby. 4-star prospect, number 1 defensive lineman in Louisiana, but number 15 in the nation. He chose LSU over Arkansas State, Auburn, and Baylor. He played for one of the greatest high school football teams in New Orleans, Edna Carr, the Cougars, or if you want to call them the University of Edna Carr, that dynasty they got going on right now. He's won multiple state titles with the Cougars. So I'm looking forward to having Tristan Keys, Lamar Brown, and Richard Anderson coming to LSU within the next 3 to 4 years. I'm excited, just as excited I'm going to be for this season. Now, I actually also got something New Orleans. So let's go ahead and take it to the 504 now. Now we're going to wrap this show in the 504. Well, not wrap it up. I got lots of more wrestling predictions to talk. But sports-wise, I'm going to wrap it up in the 504 because I haven't said nothing about the New Orleans Saints in a while. But we're going to do something fun. I'm going to show you my love and review on the Saints' new white helmets they just dropped the other day.
What? You went over my helmet?
You're damn right I went over your helmet. Because look at it. That is going to blend so fucking well with those Color Rush uniforms. Not even going to waste any time. Look, this is a little preview of what it's going to look like. It blends so good. We've had these Color Rush uniforms for quite a while. Yes, we started like this with the traditional gold, which, yes, the gold helmets do go well with it. But to be honest with you, when we drop them black helmets, I'm finally going to confess, I love the black helmets, but they do not go with the Color Rush uniforms. They need to wear the black helmets with the all-black look if they're going to still keep them. But one more time, look at that. Holy shit, dude. This helmet has got a lot of positive feedback. When the Saints dropped those black helmets a couple of years ago, they were shit talking that so hard. Now they join a elite list of NFL teams that got white helmets as like a secondary helmet. But, people are going to shit talk about whether they like helmets or not. Everybody's an asshole.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Surrounded by assholes all the time. But just imagine, I'm going to show this picture just for shits and giggles. If only they would go this route, I would lose my mind. If we can get some gold jerseys, traditional gold to wear with those white helmets and those white pants they wear with the Color Rush with the stripes going down, that would be the dopest look ever for the Saints to ever have. But we already know we can only dream of this. But they're going to use it for this look, and it's going to blend so well. Plus, the Saints join an elite list of football teams I cover on the show with white helmets. Look at that, baby. The Saints now join McNeese, LSU, the Raging Cajuns, UH, and Tulane with white helmets. And the only one left to get a white helmet is the Texans, the only football team I'm covering on the show that don't have a white helmet. So, Texans, do something. That's all I wanted to show for the New Orleans Saints. Now, before we go, I'm going to try and go with this as quick as possible. We got a lot of wrestling this weekend. But like I said, I'm not going to be here all next week. So I'm going to be doing quite a bit of wrestling predictions before I wrap this up. Now, I wasn't going to throw this in because I completely forgot about it. But I thought, you know what? Why not just I just want to see a result, how things going. But Ring of Honor's got a show going on right now. Supercard of Honor, that's also in Dallas. I'm just going to share the match card and what I predicted, and then we're going to see how that turned out. So on this card, I took a screenshot of this yesterday. The main event is Bandito and Konosuke Takeshita for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Athena versus Thunder Rosa for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. Sons of Texas, Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara versus the Infantry's Captain Shawn Dean and Carly Bravo for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. Lee Moriarty versus Blue Panther in a Pure Wrestling Rules match for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Nick Wayne versus Titan for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. The Dark Orders, Alex Reynolds, Evil Uno, and John Silver taking on the Frat Houses, Cole Carter, Griff Garrison, and Preston Vance, which 2 former members of the Dark Orders facing the Dark Order. That's odd. Well, we were supposed to have a Ring of Honor Women's World Television Championship match, but the current champion, Red Velvet, got injured. She's not able to compete. So they're having an interim championship match. I don't even know who's on that card. By the way, there was one match that got canceled. Back in April, Tony Khan introduced the Ring of Honor Women's Pure Championship, and he was going to have a tournament, but the tournament never happened. It was for the finals was supposed to happen at Supercard of Honor, but due to timing issues, the inaugural title match will be postponed on a later date. So I just updated the results, and unfortunately, the show's not over yet. We're down to the main event, so this is what happened on the card so far. They had 4 matches on the 0 hour. Blake Christian defeated Jay Lethal. Shocking, oddly. The Dark Order defeated the Frat House. Diamante defeated Lady Frost. And then they also added the Von Erichs, Ross and Marshall Von Erich, which is Kevin Von Erich's sons. They defeated the premier athletes, Ariar Davari and Tony Nese. So they just randomly added that match. Echihiro defeated Michael Oku. That just was randomly added. This was also randomly added. AR Fox defeated Adam Priest, Atlantis Jr., and Lee Johnson in a $50,000 4-way match. So who win that match, you get $50,000. Man, I thought AEW had some weird fucking stipulations. Lee Moriarty defeated Blue Panther to retain the Pure Championship in that Pure Wrestling Rules match, which I picked him to retain. Blue Panther's 64 years old. You were really going to put the title on him? Sons of Texas, Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara defeated the Infantry to retain the World Tag Team titles. Nick Wayne defeated Titan to retain the World Television Championship. So for the interim Women's World Television Championship, they did a 4-way, a worldwide women's wildcard 4-way. Mina Shirakawa defeated Miyu Yamashita, Persephone, and Yuka Sakazaki. Okay. And I'm going to say, unfortunately, Athena's 940-something day reign as Ring of Honor Women's World Champion continues because she just defeated Thunder Rosa to retain the Women's World Championship. We haven't seen Athena on TV in 2.5 fucking years. Why are you still keeping the title on her? Maybe it was best if Thunder Rosa had it. And Bandito and Takesha is still going on, which I think Bandito is going to retain. He just won that title from Chris Jericho at Dynasty. I doubt they're going to take it off of him already. But that's Supercard of Honor for you. That wasn't even originally planned to be talked about. But I said I'm not going to leave Supercard of Honor out. Even though they don't do it WrestleMania weekend no more, they waited till the weekend of All In, which we're going to get to that next. We're going to predict AEW All In next. That's going to happen tomorrow afternoon, the same time as the Great American Bash. It's going to happen tomorrow afternoon, July 12th, from Arlington, Texas, at Globe Life Field, home of the Rangers. Their capacity is 40,000, but I think they're only going to have around 20,000 in attendance. As of right now, we got 3 matches on the 0 hour. We got FTR versus the Outrunners, Truth Magnum, and Turbo Floyd. I know the Outrunners have kind of been on a hot run lately, but come on, it's Dax and Cash. I'm going with FTR to win this tag match. Then I knew he was going to be there for the last year. Big Boom AJ and his family have been promoting All In was coming to Dallas, and he was going to be there. And yes, he will be there. He's going to be in an 8-man tag match. He's going to be joining the Conglomerations, Hologram, Kyle O'Reilly, and Tomohiro Ishii to take on the Don Callis families, Echihiro, Lance Archer, Rocky Romero, and Trent Beretta. They're going to bring the boom. 5 big booms if you're picking Big Boom AJ and the conglomeration, they're going to win that match. And we got another 8-man tag match. The Sons of Texas, that might as well just be a faction, because we got Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, teaming up with Marshall and Ross Von Erich. What do these four have in common? They're all four from Texas. Dustin's from Austin. Sammy Guevara's from Houston. Marshall and Ross are obviously from Dallas, Texas, because Kevin Von Erich is from Dallas, Texas. They're taking on Shane Taylor Promotions. Shane Taylor, Captain Shawn Dean, Lee Moriarty, and Carly Bravo in an 8-man tag. Just that it's in Texas, you got to let the Sons of Texas win this 8-man tag. So I'm going with the Sons of Texas. Some might have other opinions. Other might pick the opposite team. I'm just doing this for the fun. I don't care if my record's good or bad. I'm not like certain networks who take this seriously like it's fantasy and play and win fake championships. I'm not like that. But let's continue to predict All In. We'll start with this trios match for the AEW World Trios Championships. We got the Ops, Katsuyori Shibata, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Samoa Joe taking on the Death Riders, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and Gabe Kidd. I'm going with the champs. I got Shibata, Hobbs, and Joe is an awesome trio. Ops retain those titles. Then we get the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin taking on Jet Speed, which is Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey, and the Patriarchies, Christian Cage, and his fake douchebag son, the Ring of Honor TV champion Nick Wayne. I think it could be a fun match, but I'm going to take the Hurt Syndicate to retain. They're kind of been one of the most dominant groups in AEW right now. Then we got Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher for the TNT Championship. Kyle Fletcher's winning the title. Adam Cole sucks at AEW. He might as well come back to WWE where he was better. And I think his contract's about to go up too, so I'm going to take Kyle Fletcher to win the TNT title. Then I'm going to go ahead and predict the Casino Gauntlets real quick, because after the 2 gauntlets, the next 4 matches were the hardest predictions I've ever had to pick. So I'm going to jump to the Women's Casino Gauntlet, where as of right now, we only know 2 participants. Chris Statlander and Megan Bain will be the 2 to start it. And whoever wins this gauntlet will earn themselves a future women's championship match, a women's world title match down the road. So that, I don't know who the fuck's on. I'm trying to pull up. Okay, so you don't have no women announced yet. So I'm just going to go off a limb, and I'm going to just look at some names and give me some opinions who I think could pop up in this match. Maybe like an Anna Jay, maybe a Billy Starks, Deonna Purrazzo, maybe Harley Cameron, Jamie Hayter, Julia Hart, Kiera Hogan, Madison Rayne, Marina Shafir, Megan Bain, Penelope Ford, Red Velvet's out. She can't compete. Rio, Sky Blue, Ty Mello, Taya Valkyrie, Trisha Dora. That's just a couple names. I'm looking at the women's roster right here. If I'm gonna probably pick the winner out of the 2 that are starting. It's hard to pick a woman to win it now, so I'm just gonna go off the limb and say, I'll just say Megan Bain wins the women's casino gauntlet match. Then we also got a men's gauntlet match where the winner of that will earn a future AEW World Championship match. We know Mark Briscoe and MJF will be the first 2 entries. Other participants that have announced their entries: Ricochet, Mystico, Brody King, fuck you, Brody, and the Ring of Honor World Champion Bandito. I don't know who else can be in it. I'm hearing rumors. Maybe Cope might be in it. We might get a returning Darby Allin. I'm going to say MJF. Fuck it. I'm going to go with MJF to win. MJF or maybe Ricochet. I mean, I would laugh hysterically if Ricochet wins, but I'm going to say MJF. All right, these next 4 matches are going to be the hardest ones to predict. We got a tag match here. Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks. There's a stipulation. If Ospreay and Swerve lose, they can never challenge for the tag title. No, not the tag titles. They can't challenge for the AEW World title for 1 year. If the Bucks lose, they will be stripped of their EVP titles. They will no longer be the executive vice presidents of AEW. With how Dynamite ended Wednesday with Swerve smashing the Bucks limo with that bucket, that's a possibility the Bucks could win. But if you want to see a Swerve Ospreay feud, you got to have them win this match. Let them battle in a number one contenders match and see who can be next in line to challenge the world champion. So I kind of miss the old Young Bucks. I don't like these Matthew and Nicholas. Fuck that. No, give me Swerve and Ospreay to win this tag match. And they could still challenge for the world title. Maybe they could fight each other to earn a title shot. Then we get a winner-take-all match. We got Kazuchika Okada, who's the AEW Continental Champion, taking on Kenny Omega who is the AEW International Champion. They're going to unify these belts to become the AEW Unified Champion. But this is what's fucking stupid. They're not retiring those two belts. They're going to have the winner's going to carry 3 fucking titles. I feel like it's a stupid make of coming up with another fucking belt. It's so stupid. But I can't say nothing about it or do nothing about it. But this one was really hard. Both men are predicted to win. I mean, Kenny Omega, one of the greatest of all time. Then you got Okada, who's been on a fucking roll with his bitch gimmick, and he's so over with the crowd as a heel. I'm sorry, Kenny. I'm going to have to go with Okada. I think Okada becomes the first unified champion. Then we get a double main event, the AEW Women's World Championship, Timeless Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné, who currently has 6 fucking championships, and she is on the verge of winning title number 7, being the Ultimo Dragon female. She's currently the TBS champion. She's currently the CMLL Women's Champion. She's currently the European Wrestling, the EWA, the European Wrestling Association, their Women's Champion. She's currently the IWE, Independent Wrestling Entertainment Women's Champion. She's also the undisputed British Women's Champion for Revolution Pro. And just for a bonus for shits and giggles, she won the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament, and she's carrying that belt around too. Now she's trying to win a 7th belt. A lot of people think this could be where she finally takes a loss. But if she's booking her own fucking matches, you know she ain't taking a loss. Not on AEW's version of WrestleMania. It would be so big if Toni Storm could pull it off. But I like to see the people get pissed off. And I'm going to be pissed off with them. Mercedes Moné is going to win another fucking championship. She will be AEW Women's World Champion. She will have now 7 belts walking to the ring, and she'll be the first woman to hold both the Women's World title and TBS Championship simultaneously. And are they going to finally kiss at the end, by the way? And then our main event, you got a Texas death match for the AEW World Championship, Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page. I still say it should have been Ospreay versus Moxley. Texas death match. That's going to favor Moxley. But anything can happen. The way the storytelling's going, they think Hangman could pull it off, but don't be surprised if they pull the trigger. Look at with Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 39. We thought he was going to beat Roman the first time, and Roman beat him. So, without any further said, I'm going to have to say Jon Moxley retains just because it's a Texas death match. He's a bloody hardcore little son of a bitch. There were rumors about Darby Allin coming back, trying to take out the Death Riders, costing him the world title, and maybe see the belt once again after getting out of that briefcase. But I think if anybody should take the title off of Moxley, it's got to be Will Ospreay. So that's why I let Ospreay and Swerve win that tag match. Let them fight in a number one contenders match, and we get Ospreay and Moxley at Forbidden Door in London. and let Ospreay win the world title in his home country, in London, England. So that's my predictions for AEW All In, and we're just getting started. This one I'm not going to take too long. Let's now predict NXT, the Great American Bash. That's going to happen the exact same time as All In. So I'm going to be watching both shows at the same time. This is going to, while All In's going on in Dallas, WWE's going to be taking over Atlanta, Georgia. But they're going to be at center stage for this show. We got 5 matches to predict. I'm going to run through these really quick. We're going to start with Javon Evans versus Jasper Troy. Javon Evans, one of the baddest motherfuckers in NXT right now. But Jasper Troy, who just won the LFG competition, he's kind of been on a roll lately. They're trying to push him as this mega heel. This is his first PLE in NXT. So I'm going to take Jasper Troy with the win over Javon Evans. Then we get this rivalry, I think, that will culminate. It's Ethan Page versus my man, Ricky Saints, in a Falls Count Anywhere match for the NXT North American Championship. I don't even know why you made Ricky a transitional champion to begin with, but this is going to be a barn burner. I'm excited for this, and I think Ricky Saints is going to become a 2-time NXT North American champion. I'm going with Ricky Saints. He wins the second title. Then we get Sol Ruka versus Izzy Dame for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Now, yeah, Sol Ruka and Zario are teammates, but everybody's thinking, when's this heel turn going to happen? Izzy Dame, I don't really know much about her. I know she's a part of The Calling with Sean Spears and his group. I don't really know much about her, but I'm going to take Sol Ruka to retain. I'm picking the California girl to retain the NXT Women's North American Championship. Then we get Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe, a.k.a. Mariah May, versus Fatal Influences, JC Jane and Fallon Henley. Just a little match to go into Evolution with another match that leads into another match for another pay-per-view I'm going to predict. But for Blake Monroe, this is her first, I think this is her first match. I don't think it's her first match in NXT. I haven't been keeping up with NXT, but I know it's her first PLE. I don't see her losing. I love her. By the way, we share a birthday together. She's a Leo like me, August 4th. Leos stand together. So give me Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace to win this tag match against Fatal Influence. And then for the main event, Obafemi versus Yoshiki Hanamura for the NXT Championship. No disrespect to Hanamura. I know he's kind of been, I wouldn't say a laughing stock, but, he's kind of been like here or there. He once teamed up with Briggs. But his championship accomplishments, he's only won one belt his whole career. That was back in the UK, Progress Wrestling. He won the Progress Atlas Championship in the UK. That's literally the only belt he's ever won in his career, and he's been wrestling since 2018. I don't like his chances. Obafemi, the ruler, he's been a dominant NXT champion, and I think he continues it. So give me Obafemi to retain the NXT Championship. And a couple hours after that, down the road, State Farm Arena, we got another edition of Saturday night's main event on NBC. Only 4 matches to predict. So this is how it's going to go down. We're going to start with Solo Sikoa versus Jimmy Uso for the United States Championship. Brother versus brother. Yes, Jimmy has a chance to win his first singles title, but Solo just won the U.S. title for Jacob Fatu at Night of Champions. So I'm going to go with Solo to retain the United States Championship. Then we got Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. Now with a twist, Jelly Roll will now be in Randy Orton's corner. Logan Paul will be in Drew's corner. There's rumors about Jelly Roll having a match at SummerSlam. Are we leading to a tag team match? Because at first I thought we were going to get Jelly Roll and Logan Paul one-on-one if you watched SmackDown earlier. No, I think it's going to lead to a tag match. Whether if we got Jelly Roll and Logan Paul ringside or not, I'm going with the Viper Randy Orton. I got Randy Orton beating Drew McIntyre. Then we got LA Knight versus Seth freaking Rollins. A little Raw versus SmackDown action. Seth Rollins has just been killing it with his new faction. I fucking love Seth freaking Rollins with Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed. soon to be world champion again. I'm going with the visionary, the revolutionary. Give me Seth freaking Rollins. Sorry, LA Knight. I still love you. And then the main event. We got a retirement match for one Hall of Famer. We got Gunther versus Goldberg for the World Heavyweight Championship. You know what I'm thinking. Don't drop the ball. If you're going to drop the ball, you better pick it back up the right way. So I got Gunther not just retaining the World Championship. I got him putting Goldberg out of his misery. He's going to put Goldberg to sleep in front of his family. I'm not going to say anything else about that. Now, if Goldberg were to win his retirement match and become world champion again, that's when you pull the trigger and you get Seth Rollins to cash in that Money in the Bank contract. But I say cash it in if you CM Punk were to win the title. Because something tells me we're going to get Gunther and Punk maybe at SummerSlam. I mean, I digress. But that's all for Saturday night's main event. I don't think they're going to add another match. I know we're about to have another feud on SmackDown. Damian Priest and Aleister Black. If that don't happen tomorrow night, I can see it happening at SummerSlam. 2 more predictions, and I'm wrapping this show up. One more show this weekend in Atlanta. The fans have been calling and crying for it on social media, and we're getting it back. The all-women's pay-per-view spectacular Evolution, Sunday night in Atlanta at State Farm Arena, where they're hosting Saturday night's main event. We got 7 matches to predict. We're going to run through this real quick. Let's start with the NXT Women's Championship. JC Jane versus Jordynne Grace. Now, here's the catch. Whoever wins this match, spoiler alert, is going to go to TNA the following weekend and defend their title against the TNA Women's Champion or Knockouts Champion, Masha Slamovich, in a title-for-title winner takes all. Now, JC Jane just won that title from Stephanie Vauquier, but Jordynne Grace has just lost 3 women's title matches. I can't see her losing a 4th. Plus, I think her and Jonathan Gresham are currently living in Atlanta, so this is going to be a home win for her. I got Jordynne Grace winning the NXT Women's Championship, and when I get to Slammiversary, I'm going to predict that. Then we got a triple threat match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch versus Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria. I feel like Bayley's only in this match to take the pinfall. I feel like it's more personal with Becky and Lyra, two Irish girls from Dublin. I'm like on this Lyra Valkyria train now. I fucking love her. She is so damn sexy.
Yum, yum, eat 'em up. Yum, yum, eat 'em up.
Yep. Yum, yum, eat 'em up. I would. Because I think she's going to be the first. The first 2-time Women's Intercontinental Champion. Give me Lyra Valkyria to win the Women's IC title back. Then we get this rivalry. I don't know why we're still doing it. We're getting Jade Cargill versus Naomi in a no-holds-barred match. Naomi has been on a roll with her mind games, walking around with that Money in the Bank briefcase. Jade Cargill, she just won Queen of the Ring. She's got herself a women's title match at SummerSlam, possibly against Tiffany Stratton. But if you're going to put this road of her going to win that women's title at SummerSlam, you're going to have to take a bump or two. Let's take a loss down that road. Excuse me. So I'm going to take Naomi to win this match. I don't like these rivalries where it's always a clean sweep on one side. Give me Naomi to finally have her get a win over freaking Jade Cargill. So give me Naomi over Jade in this no-holds-barred match. Then we got a battle royal where the winner earns herself a world championship match at Clash in Paris on August 31st. They just updated the participants, so as of right now, we got women like Stephanie Vauquier, Ivy Nile, Nia Jax, Nikki Bella, Natalya, Maxine Dupree, Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, Lola Vice, Lash Legend, Izzy Dame, Tatum Paxley, Selena Vega, Julia, Candice LeRae, B-Fab, Meechin, Chelsea Green, and her secret herpes, Piper Niven and Alba Fire, have declared the Battle Royal. I'm not going to waste. I'm going to pick two winners. My main winner is going to be Stephanie Vaquer. If I had a backup, that's going to be a tough one because I would love to pick Julia, but Julia is the current women's U.S. champion, so I'm not going to pick Julia. I would kind of like to see Chelsea Green in the women's title picture. So my backup's going to be Chelsea Green. How about that? My main pick, Stephanie Vaquer. My backup is Chelsea Green. Then we get a fatal four-way tag match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez from the Judgment Day will defend the title against a team from all three brands. From SmackDown, we got Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. From NXT, we got Soruka and Zarya. And from Monday Night Raw, we get the reuniting of the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. I know a lot of people are going to be riding on the Kabuki Warriors to win. Some people think Alexa and Charlotte could make a good team to win the tag titles. No one's picking Solo and Zarya because they think they're going to break up eventually. But hear me out here. This is going to make great storytelling. I'm picking Raquel and Roxanne to retain. Because if you haven't been paying attention, every single member of the Judgment Day currently has gold. Raquel and Roxanne filled in for Liv to keep Raquel to be a champion, so they got gold. Dominic Mysterio still the Intercontinental Champion. And not long ago, JD McDonough and Finn Balor just became World Tag Team Champions. That's going to eat Liv Morgan alive. Remember the little memory photo in the frame on the table, like if she passed away? Oh, you know she's rolling in her grave right now. She's dying to get back in. If anybody's going to leave the Judgment Day, it's going to be Liv Morgan. I don't think she kicks anybody out unless she kicks Roxanne out or even kicks out her daddy Dom. Huh. That's going to make great storytelling when she comes back. All right, then we got the Women's World Championship, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. We're unfortunately getting this match again. But I feel like it could be a potential snow stealer. Rhea's on her quest to become a three-time Women's World Champion. Fourth overall if you add her Raw Women's title, a.k.a. the WWE Women's Championship. But Io Sky's been kicking ass as champion. Everyone wants a triple threat Kabuki Warrior match with her, Asuka, and Kairi Sane, or even a Io Asuka one-on-one match down the road. So I'm going with Io Sky to retain. And then the main event, I think this is going to main event, and I'll tell you why. Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus for the WWE Women's Championship. The last time we had an Evolution pay-per-view, it closed out with a current women's champion taking on a women's legend who was a former women's champion. Last time it was Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella. I feel like this might be a little traditional thing because Trish Stratus is a WWE Hall of Famer. She's a 7-time women's champion and one of the all-time greats, Diva of the Decade, former hardcore champion, you name it. And then you got one of the top female wrestlers today, Tiffany Stratton. 2025 has been her year. She's been on top of the mountain, beating the likes of Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Bayley, and so forth. Trish, I love you. You will always be my number one favorite diva. You were always my first crush. You're currently celebrating 25 years in WWE right now. I've enjoyed seeing you on TV. It was a blessing to see you in person again on SmackDown back in February when y'all came to New Orleans. You got to wrestle in your hometown again when you teamed up with Tiffany Stratton at Elimination Chamber. I think you were also in the Women's Royal Rumble match too, if I'm correct. And I think you're going to wrestle a few more matches, but I mean, if you win an 8th, that's pretty amazing. But I'm going to have to go. Let me look at the time. It's Tiffy time. Sorry, Trish. I love you, but Tiffany Stratton's retaining the WWE Women's Championship. So that's all the WWE pay-per-views. I got one more I'm going to predict, and then the show's over with. Next weekend, there's another wrestling pay-per-view. TNA hosting their biggest show of the summer, their anniversary show, Slammiversary. It's going to happen July 20th in Long Island, New York. It's going to happen the day after I come home from vacation. So I figured, why not make predictions now? They got 7 matches. I don't think they're going to add any more. Let's go ahead and predict them, and let's get this over with. We'll start with that women's match. You got Masha Slamovich, who's going to take on either JC Jane or Jordan Grace, whoever wins the NXT title at Evolution, in a winner-take-all. I said Jordan Grace wins that title, and I think she also becomes TNA Knockouts champion once again. Masha Slamovich has been champion since Bound for Glory. She's been a great champion, but I think Jordan Grace is about to be a double champ. So give me Jordan Grace. Then we got the Elegance brand, Ash and Heather by Elegance. You don't know who those women are. Ash, a.k.a. Dana Brooke, and Heather, a.k.a. Heather Reckless from AEW. They're taking on the Inspirations, Cassie Lee and Jessie McKay, a.k.a. Peyton Royce and Billy Kay from the Iconic. Sorry, I had to do it. I'm going with the Inspiration. They are annoying as shit, but they are very entertaining. And my God, they're so damn sexy.
Yum, yum, eat 'em up. Yum, yum, eat 'em up.
Give me the Inspiration. I got Cassie and Jessica becoming the new TNA Knockouts champions. Then we got, you want to go old school here. They brought up WrestleMania for this feud. We're getting a WrestleMania 34 pre-show rematch. Mustafa Ali versus Cedric Alexander. I remember I was there when it happened at WrestleMania 34 on the kickoff show. These two wrestled in the finals of the Cruiserweight tournament to crown a new Cruiserweight champion. I was riding on Mustafa Ali to win the match, but Cedric Alexander got the win. Ali has been eating that alive since 2018. I think he gets his revenge. He gets his payback. He gets his redemption. I'm going with Ali in this one. I'm going to pick Mustafa Ali over Cedric Alexander. Then we got Tessa Blanchard versus Indy Hartwell. It's fucking Tessa Blanchard. No one gives a shit about her. Indy Hartwell, I haven't seen her in quite a while. I know she's been doing good in TNA, but it's fucking Tessa Blanchard. Tessa wins the match. I'm ready for this one. We're getting Nick and Ryan Nemeth versus the Hardys, Matt and Jeff. The Rascals, Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz. And First Class is AJ Francis and Casey Navarro in a 4-way tag team ladder match for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. It's obvious who's going to win this. It's a ladder match. What tag team in this match has made the ladder match so famous? Plus, they said they wanted to have one more run together as tag team champions before they hang it up for good. Give me my all-time favorite tag team, the greatest tag team from the Attitude Era. A tag team that had me cutting flips off my top of the roof of our house, off diving boards and whatnot, off the trampoline. Give me Team Extreme. Give me the Hardys. So once again, become TNA World Tag Team Champions. What reign would that make, by the way, if Matt and Jeff were to win the TNA World Tag Team titles? That would actually make them four-time TNA World Tag Team Champions. All right. Then this match right here, man, this one it's gonna be a hard one. We got Moose versus Leon Slater for the TNA X Division Championship. Moose has just been on a dominant roll as X Division champion. But Leon Slater, this guy was something in Revolution Pro. I know he's only 20 years old. He's 20 years old. He was a badass at Revolution Pro. He was a badass at GCW. Plus, he was a badass at Progress Wrestling. He's came to TNA back in 2023. He's been on a roll since. But I would be happy if he wins the title. But something tells me, right there, Moose is going to retain. So, with that being said, Moose retains the X Division Championship. And then we got our main event. It's a three-way or a triple threat, whatever you call it. Trick Williams versus Joe Hendry and Mike Santana for the TNA World Championship. They're also going to do the contract signing at the Great American Bash too, by the way. My opinion, I feel like Joe Hendry's in this match to take the pinfall. Because one or two things is going to happen. Either Trick is retaining his TNA World Championship, or Mike Santana is going to pull the impossible and win it in his hometown. His first World Championship in his hometown. I want Mike Santana to win, but something tells me Trick might pull it off. All we know is Joe Hendry will not win. It won't be long before I think Joe Hendry is going to get called up and go to NXT and WWE. If Mike Santana don't win the TNA World Championship, he'll win it at Bound for Glory. They're going to build a Trick Santana feud going into October. But I want to see. I've loved Mike Santana since he went solo. I said he was going to be world champion one day. Let it happen. Let it happen in his hometown, too. Let Mike Santana win. I'm picking Mike Santana to win. Let's have it. Now that this is done, so is this show. Because, bitch, I'm on vacation, like the title said. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, because the next time you see me, it will either be July 21st or 22nd. I'm going to be gone till the 19th. The 20th, I'll be watching Slammiversary and baseball and what else they got. But it's going to be a little while, but I hadn't been on vacation in 2 years. I deserve it. I've worked my ass off. I'm ready to be on a beach, not giving a shit, relaxing, being poolside, whatever. I need a vacation, and I'm going to be on one in a couple days. I'm leaving in the morning to head out to the beach. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, you know where to find me. You see it right below me. The show On The Go you can find on Instagram and X at onthego_TXLA. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Marcus On The Go. Plus, I'm on Facebook and Instagram, my personal. And plus, you can find me on X at BigHoss337. And Driving to the Top Productions, you got to follow them on YouTube, subscribe to them, follow them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram, follow them on X at Driving to the Top. Great content, great people. You don't want to miss that. With that being said, hope you guys enjoy. It's hot as shit. Stay hydrated. If you're going on vacation, safe travels wherever you guys end up going. I'm looking forward to coming back, but man, I'm ready to get away for a little while. This isn't goodbye. It's see you in a week. Thank you guys, and I will catch y'all on the other side. Thank y'all. God bless. Good night. Peace, love. I'm out.
So does that justify everything that you do?
Excuse me, let me tell you something. What do you think they were doing it for? Because they were trying to save us from poverty? No, they did it because they needed us. It's honor and family and loyalty. And some of us wanted a piece of the action. Now, we weren't educated like the Americans, but we had the balls to take what we wanted.